I'm Chad the Alcoholic, and the creator of the Friday Morning Nameless channel. I'd like to welcome you to join us for the latest and greatest and most up-to-date information about all the things happening in this corner of the internet. I want to thank you for your time and your attention.
LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard.
Griff harder, griff harder. Griff harder, retarded. Retarded.
LARP. We have the ability to LARP and LARP off.
Retarded.
Ever-
To me, it seems that there must be something on the other side. We are all told that truth is merely a conclusion that can reliably be derived from some observable phenomenon. We forget that truth is a tool. It is the hook upon which we hang our deeds and the bed from which we rise each day. To assume that death is the end is to assume that our being extends no further than the physical substrate that carries us. This assumption does not account for the way in which we experience being alive, nor does it sit comfortably aside the fact that we are not yet able to comprehend the way in which our being manifests itself from the flesh and bone that binds us. I believe that those gaps in our understanding are still wide enough to cast doubt on such conclusions. I believe that those gaps are yet wide enough for our souls to fit through and drift onwards into some new realm.
Ladies and lobster monkeys.
It's a whisper in your ear, now listen here. Remember, embody, it's all so clear. No hidden strings, no puppeteer. We're by your side, have no fear. I cherish truth. I cherish truth. Remember, embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you.
I know you're here for the savings throws, but before we can get to the savings throws, go get your copy of Riders of Meaning, an anthology on community, and this mother right here. This mother right, look, listen to this shit. Listen to this shit. Courage in the Age of Madness.
And of course, see all these other ones. This isn't.
Shush. This is important. Is it like during the chickens? Yes, I think it's during the chickens.
Deep
Probably at 33 seconds, right?
conversation, rather, is a good place to start. And I speak with Jordan Hall, who is a...
No. Jordan's reference is at 33, dumbass. The part you want is the first bit.
Hello and welcome to the 7th season of Conversations with Benjamin Boyd.
Hello, and welcome to the 7th season of Conversation.
I have decided kind of arbitrarily, but not to begin my seasons in September because I was subjected.
Because this bullshit story I'm about to tell you, but because Grim Grizz is on Larpgate year 4 and Larpgate years change on Talk Like a Pirate Day. Talk Like a Pirate Day. He's going to do his in September because skew.
To the public school system growing up in North America.
Like the rest of you, we have so much in common. imagine for a moment this might be hell? Wouldn't you like some fucking saving throws? You get them here on the Graham Grizz Show. All you gotta do is make a choice. A choice, that's all I want from you. Between survival, social, wisdom, or heart as the basis for your resistance to the mind control I'm about to spew all over you. And you're swimming in constantly, because this is 5th generational warfare. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Oh, hello. I see the assassins have failed. Woo! Oh, should it even count? Yes. Okay. So survivalist. Wow, way to go. Nat 20 for you. +3 on the next stream saves. Socialist. Baker's Coven. Of course you're doing fine. You succubus. You succubus, you. Wisdom, folks. Oh no, this is all bullshit and woo. This is all bullshit and woo. I must have taken the deuce. Heart, folks, with Prime 19. Prime 19 for you. What is this on the Indigo Kids? Now, that's what's its chakras numbers. They don't get to see it. Welcome, everybody. This is the I'd Like to Solve the Puzzle stream for September 2nd, the Day of Labor, 2024. Of course, this is hell is the thumbnail of the stream, and I'll give a bonus to next stream saves to anybody who can guess what the AI was fed, what the prompt was that resulted in that thing there in the back of the thumbnail. Okay. Meanwhile, this is when everybody goes and gets a drink and
listen to him. I think he is telling us the truth. That is indeed what he wants. Those of you who are sort of sniffing for duplicity or grift or dishonesty, I don't smell any of that here. I think he's telling us. I see this guy. I see both of these guys, but I see this guy as being very, very genuine and honest. He is telling us exactly what he thinks.
Now, what'll that asshole think of next? Is anybody got a dime?
We all know that there is no agency, any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Just lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency. All right, yeah, we got the thumbnail. We'll get to that. We got to that? No, we'll get to it. Remember it. Oh, welcome. We hope you're feeling virtually not alone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because 2 or 3 of those make other people feel more virtually not alone. And the other one makes the algorithm know that this is a place where we're not alone. No, it's just a sub, man. Nobody... Whatever. We have cards, one of which is octaves. Octaves? Why chakra octaves? Chakra octaves? Octaves. Okay, and then...
Oh, shoot, where was I going with this? Attention.
Big hubbub about the God particle and the Higgs boson field. When he submitted his paperwork, it had infinity in it. That it was part of an infinite field, essentially fabric of the universe, and that's where you would find these particles. And they made him cut out the infinite field part before they do the test, before they approved the experiment. But the Higgs boson particle, the God particle, is the particle that determines the mass of the other particles, which is essentially a particle that makes mass matter, because it gives matter. It's matter when it's mass, and that's the particle that gives the other particles mass. And if that's love, then the universe is made from infinite love, on a fabric of the universe level.
Okay, now I can find the mouse.
That's the foundation of my reality, and then the conspiracy stuff is all built from that. what's. It's like, oh man, you gotta go play Hitler. I want to play Hitler. Incarnation, bro. Just suck it up and be Hitler, whatever. That's what you gotta play. That's your role for this. Incarnation, bro. Just suck it up and be Hitler, whatever. I mean, we get attached to being this collection of the way things, of the way this meat.
The lived experience of the community, whatever you want to call this, right? If a catechism isn't a sort of a natural outgrowth of worship and culture, then it's alien.
I think she's a little puzzled so far. She's indulging me. Although some of the money I give, I don't know. She saw Grizz's channel and saw that I was giving him a little money here and there. That might get turned off. Have a secret channel. Because he says some stuff.
And now, some more Benjamin Boyce TLC bullshit backstory drama. Live on the Grim Grizz stream. I'd like to solve the puzzle. And the agency deck card of the show is the 9 of Spades. What do you think that means, Bob? I don't know. I don't interpret that. We do have a fella who tells us what saints they represent in his list of saints. It's fascinating. That whole story, too. Oh, what?
What makes you assume that I'm not about to feed you all to the crocodile? What makes you assume that I'm not about to feed you all to the crocodile? What makes you assume that I'm not about to feed you all to the crocodile?
That's very exciting. Hello. I see the assassins have failed.
Did you get that on video? No. Mom, I'm not going. No, that's I'll show you later. Look, the gator, obviously.
All right. Now to understand where the animosity comes from, it's once upon a time I didn't have a loan of agency. There was no loan of agency. There was no small pastoral shepherd that said, "Hey, that guy's pretty cool." There was none of that, and I was a much more vindictive and cruel and this pointed tongue troll of what was unbeknownst to them, this little corner. Thanks to Villa. King, no, 3 of hearts. And once upon a time, Pastor Paul used to do a weekly Q&A via the Discord of the Bridges of Meeting, under which I trolled. And he took a day off. And when he took a day off from his Q&As, he would usually have other people that were technically in the amorphous blob that would become this little corner. They were still in that soup.
The list? Yes.
Wrong. This one.
Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all.
Now, as an aside, not as an aside, as the main focal point is you should have already have the scavenger bounty board running on the Discord based on the cryptocurrency recommended to you by Jordan Hall, but everybody's off playing and how do we make a defense against the dark arts course with Grim just not ever being involved. Look, well, Kale gave you an example. See, I just speak it and then you guys make it exist. That's
Remember, Embody.
There is no agency. We want
what's best.
So I think that's the key point about the history between me and this BB feller, and then our good friends from this little corner in a lead up to the Estuary Chino event, two in the series, I consider it. They went over on this fella's thing and talked about me on a loincloth to his wonderful audience, which somehow most of you hadn't made it over at that time. But to those of you that did, kudos. I'm all right. If I'm not loincloth, then search for loincloth. This has got to be the no. Did he cut that part? That son of a.
Remember.
There is no agency. We want
All right, congratulations. Oh, yes, they weren't on camera yet, were they? I bet you he edited it out. That sorry second. Let's find out. Maybe it's here and you're just not looking.
That you're talking about like Stalin and Hitler. You're talking about big leaders like that.
Yeah, the strongman idea and the strongman leader who kind of focuses the attention of everybody and becomes a person into which people unite, let's say.
Well, Trump is like that, only the opposite. He's the person in which everybody's focus converges to disunite.
Yep. Yeah, well,
I'm sure you'll remember. I'm sure I played the clip of it when it happened and it exists out there. But they talked about me on the cross and a loincloth to his people. And now he gets this Jordan Hall bit. And so I thought I'd ride the opportunity of the algorithmic bump of Jordan Hall by refreshing my own discussion with him with this fancy new thumbnail. I hope you all enjoy. You can see it in the last. It's right here. It says for you. They all eat babies with a big old face like you're supposed to do thumbnails. We're gonna see if that results in a giant wave of.
So say we all. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Ho, ho, ho. Oh shoot, where was I going with this? Attention. Remember, Embody. I gotta get some of Grizz's branding in here.
We want what's best for you. Remember, there is no agency. And also, remember, Embody. Remember to embody.
You know, this vague accent that Grim has. You know, maybe he's been sent from Russia to America to colonize me personally. Maybe Grim Grizz is Putin's tool to get under my skin. And now that he's become my favorite YouTube channel, it's happening. Remember, Embody. Remember, Embody. We want what's best for you. And your body wants what's best for you.
Remember, Embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you.
Trust the facts. Remember, Embody.
Don't have gratitude unless you remember, embody it. There is no agency. We
want what's best for you.
Please do.
Remember, Embody, we want what's best for you. The Remember, Embody, participation and virtually not alone. I mean, these are the things of Grizz's channel are really central to this. Grim Grizz channel. The heart of the Grim Grizz channel is virtually not alone. Remember, Embody, there is no agency. The heart of the Grim Grizz channel is about the question and anxiety of life being wasted in union with machines instead of other real human beings. That's the heart of your channel, Grizz. That's the heart of your channel. And it comes out of, very clearly, the pain that many people are growing up being parented by machines and not by their biological parents.
Of course, this is hell. That's it. The claim of the Gnostics, and they say Gnosticism is perennial. And wouldn't it be? Wouldn't Gnosticism be perennial in hell? Oh, speaking of which, you can get the Writers of Meaning anthology on Community at thewritersofmeaning.com. Buy a hat. Okay, we're going to get to the, of course, this is hell portion of the stream right about now. Anybody who guessed that a tall white fountain plays was what Grim Grizz fed the AI bot slaves to get this result is the winner of 7 bonus points to your next stream savings throws. And that's invaluable because, of course, this is hell. Now, I mentioned Sevilla King, but what brings us to, of course, this is hell, is the existence of Stephen King. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. If you were in North America and literate and didn't hear of him, I don't know what's wrong with you. The Ace of Spades is the Blue Church card of the show. Now, you can take the existence of Stephen King, who is arguably, at least before he was struck down by the van, of remarkable intelligence enough to craft mind control that was put into minds such as my own at such deep levels that like core shaping notions of life in general were like from his shitty short story about the guy who showed up and just walked the longest while everybody else didn't make the walk. And by the end of the walk, he was insane. How that story, when read by a high school age vulnerable forming mind, turns into this shit. That he's that smart and is currently an old woman supporting Kamala Harris is just like those facts are there, right? He's got powerful intelligence and mind control and is supporting Kamala Harris. Now, why could that might be? Now, if you look, you see, well, what was his master work while he was in his masterful working age and not his just I'm retired and cranking these out for money status stage? That was when he did this Dark Tower series, as you call, and to which I say a tall white fountain plays. And I couldn't read. I love the first book. It took him too long, much like George R. R. Martin. And and as such, the main reference I have for what the thing was actually about was the film. In which, but in the film at least, it turns out that the reality they existed in was this pocket of intelligibility, Karen. It's a pocket of intelligibility. And outside of that pocket of intelligibility, there was like all sorts of the rest of chaos demons waiting to come in and destroy the realm because, boy, howdy, it's hard to hold together. A pocket of intelligibility. Now, as such, what if, okay, now, this is a deep one. Let's ride it out. Hey, at least give him this for that. All right.
The list? Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room? I want to cast magic missile.
A room where he's casting all the he spells from!
He hasn't cast anything yet.
I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile.
Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
Did anybody get the notion that there was a handler on deck? If you did, +5 to next stream save. By order of the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency, I must disclose there is a handler on deck, and I don't give a BB married his first. Mine's better. Where was I? Anybody remember where I was? God help, play some branding, handler. Play some branding. Anyone, just play it.
Slime! What? It's a river of slime!
That was great, but you left a comment up. Was that the night? No, it was my night was Night Shift, a collection of short stories. It was called The Line, I think. I don't recall. It's a great. They should have made the movie if they haven't. It's in that many brains anyway. You could get it just by the nostalgia. People would go to theaters to see that. You idiots! Oh yeah, that's right. Stephen King. Stephen King is the Blue Church. Whoo! I need the Michigan deck to help me with this one. Now, the Dark Tower series, the Pocket of Intelligibility Bubble, Demons on the Outside. So what happened was the I can go like there are so many. All right. With the axiomatic presupposition that the universe that we exist in runs 10% on faith, as evidenced by the placebo effect, right? 10% at least. That's how things work here. Okay. With that axiomatic presupposition, all the minds that are programmed with the first part of Genesis, right? All of those ones. All the Abrahamic faiths have at least a similar Genesis, right? Where there's the waters and the separation, the Simsung or whatever they call it, and the apple tree in the orchard, right? And there's this now as somebody who thinks that the Chinese scientists inserting the human brain genome and the human genome into monkey brains, and the apple not falling from the tree, we were most likely genetically engineered, and the mark of Cain is the white skin. Shh, you never said that before. I'd like to solve the puzzle. Michigan, that card of the show is a 5. I don't know if that means I get to solve the puzzle, but send me your white supremacists. No. Send me your anti-Semites. I can clear that up in like 3 words. No, 2 words. I don't know if they're going to be able to understand what management is, much less middle management. How do you communicate the concept of middle management to an anti-Semite? Let us know in the comments. Please play some branding now.
I'm not a cat.
Keep it coming! Never know me. I'll never die. I love you. I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
All right. Thank you. By the power of kayfabe. Thank you. I believe kayfabe is a power greater than myself. Step 1. If it's the show they're going to kill you for, you might as well smoke. Okay. Now, there's a story about these two folk, the first 2 Jews. I don't know, like, who the hell did Cain marry? Nobody talks about who the fuck Cain married. Where the fuck, explain that shit to anybody. Was she not a Gentile? Then why do you trace it matrilineally? Get to the point. Point is, they tell the story of 2 folks in an orchard. They choose to choose the wrong tree. They choose the wrong tree because a little snake told them a little story. But the confusing part about that book is which one was lying, right? Because God says to them, if you eat from that shit, you're going to surely die. Certainly die is the copy I heard. You will certainly die. And then this little other fella says, you won't certainly die. And we're here alive reading this thinking, well, what the fuck? We didn't certainly die. We exist. It doesn't make any sense. But we do die. Each of us does die. So I guess that kind of makes... No, it's which one of them was lying. Now, they say that when the Jesus Christ was crucified on the cross during those 3 days, he wasn't just, not existing. He was down in Hades. He was in death, right? He was that inside death. Wherever you go, when inside death, that's where that fella went. And the light of his fire burns within my heart, right? So maybe when he was crucified 2,000 fucking years ago, guys, why are we waiting? Woo, that was a good one. Brandon, now, anything.
It appears the assassins have failed.
Okay, now.
Hello, everybody. This is Karen at The Meaning Code, where we explore the structures of the universe to discover the metaphors that uncover the hidden reality.
What's reality? I don't know. When my bird was looking at my computer monitor, I thought, that bird has no idea what he's looking at. And yet, what does the bird do? Does he panic? No, he can't really panic. He just does the best he can. Is he able to live in a world where he's so ignorant? Well, he doesn't really have a choice. The bird's okay, even though he doesn't understand the world. You're that bird looking at the monitor, and you're thinking to yourself, I can figure this out. Maybe you have some bird ideas.
This means that the individual's psyche is far from being safely synthesized. On the contrary, it threatens to fragment only too easily under the onslaught of unchecked emotions. While this situation is familiar to us from the studies of anthropologists, it is not so irrelevant to our own advanced civilization as it might seem. We too can become dissociated and lose our identity. We can be possessed and altered by moods or become unreasonable and unable to recall important facts about ourselves or others, so that people ask, what the devil has gotten into you? We talk about being able to control ourselves, but self-control is a rare and remarkable virtue. But so the intention is like this will be, I'll cut this part off and leave it as a video. I'm gonna get a copyright. I'm gonna get a copyright strike for this part. Watch it anyway. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, see, what I wanted to do was say nobody has really focused on the Jesus truth claims on the top of the board. And so I thought, what wouldn't we do? Is stop over by the Devil's Champions place. Woohoo! Thank you, Raquel. I thought nobody cared, but there you are. There you are. That could be us, but you won't take the ayahuasca. You won't clean your pineal gland. Fuck. Okay. So I thought I'd swing by over with the Devil's Champions place and then ask Grok. Maybe he knows, right? Maybe that mother knows. What are the truth claims Jesus Christ makes in the King James Version of the Bible? Let's see what he says, huh? Divine sonship, authority over life, and that's the way to God. John, he only says that once. Like the whole thing, I am the way. You should probably do what I do, like fast in the desert for 40 days. I am the way. That whole thing only comes from one of the Gospels. Wow. Wow. Forgiveness of sins, final the fulfillment of prophet. No. All right. But what if when he says, verily, verily, he's making an explicit truth claim about the way reality works. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, he does it in 3-3 and 6-5-3 and then 5-24. Not just teaching or parables, but assertions about how the spiritual and even the physical universe fundamentally operates. This would mean that these statements are meant to be taken as axiomatic truths within the Christian worldview, describing laws or principles by which the spiritual realm, and by extension, reality as understood through a Christian lens, functions. Well, thank you, Grok. Thank you so much for your help there. If faith moves mountains, you should probably stop believing you're a piece of shit. Remember, there is no agency. We want what's best. And now for some petty bullshit. Let's do our little body language analysis on the initial meetings here. What goes on? Oh, now they're happy and ooh, and then adjust. Ah, like my t-shirt, baby. And oh, those pretty blue eyes. I see. Are they red too? Okay, and then whoa. Oh, and then who's in control? I'm in control. Look at this. Yeah, that's right. Adjust your camera, bitch. And smile. All right. The most important part to get out of this is where Jordan says, "I'm not a Fed. I'm a contractor. They contract me." See, watch here. Here, I think maybe.
What have you been working on?
Oh boy. Well, a gigantic project called the Internet of Humans has kind of blown up in my world, which is somewhat apropos. Literally, one of the principals flew in to town to sit with me for a couple of days to just like do a big brainstorm. It's adjacent. It's funny. It's adjacent to a project called the Trust Foundation, which is to say, once you recognize that there's a whole series of problems, let's go with like misinformation. So misinformation, disinformation. Like, well, that's actually not the right way of even framing the problem. So you go one level deeper. And it's like, oh, it has to do with the way that our institutions are able to engage in truth formation at all. Like, okay, keep going. Oh, it's that our institutions don't actually have trust. We can't trust the institutions that we have in any way. Great. One more step. Oh, it's that we don't actually currently have a form of institution to do this thing that is intrinsic, that is trustworthy. Like, got it. So what we need to do is actually go down to that level and then be able to imagine what would be a trustworthy set of institutions that can do the jobs we need to do, and then work up from there. And then all the problems start to actually be, they can work. And so that was that group. And that group, oddly enough, and this is like the twist, I can't tell you too much about it, but they actually came out of the Joint Special Operations Command. So we're talking the guys who, Navy SEALs, Delta guys, and as they were pulling on the thread of how to deal with the expanding scope of what does decentralized terror look like, they began to realize that everything gets implicated. As war moves into fifth generation warfare, everything's implicated. And so they entered in at the point of novel, dangerous possibility. These are things that are true, but also point towards a deeper truth that has a salaciousness in the sense of propriety, a little bit of a David Lynch film sensibility. And then, I guess an increasingly deep experience of reality, and an increasingly deep experience of the fact that reality has all the darkness it needs. You don't need to make up stories about it. And also that it's not all darkness. So
So, for example, as we all know, a lot of the conspiracy theories are in fact just true, and so it doesn't have like a sense of like secret knowledge, more of a sense of like almost resigned, pre-revelatory, but there's nothing about it that's going to unlock anything.
It doesn't really help you to know. It's like I got to the point where I understand whatever. It's run by Illuminati families. Just point me to the one that doesn't eat babies, and I'm good.
Yeah. I don't think many people understood the degree to which like this is what Eric Weinstein was like confused about. It was like, look, I'm literally standing out here with a giant flashlight saying Illuminati family that doesn't eat babies, come talk to me. And nobody's talking to me. I don't understand what's happening. Does that mean they all eat babies, or is this whole thing like a mess?
I assume it means they all eat babies, but
Wow, because it's certainly true.
Yeah, it's like